As we grow older, we become more conscious about how we use our time effectively. We can become obsessed with this pursuit and end up losing sight of what is truly important. As young adults, this is something we often struggle with, especially within the environment of constant social media content. We can often wake up unfulfilled, coupled with a sense of regret. That's why we're out here today, to gain some perspective and life experience from those who are the wisest within society.
I'd just like to start off this discussion by asking you, what are some of the proudest moments of your life? What are some of the highlights of your life?
Well, one was very recently when I saw my grandson for the first time. He was born in January, so I've just come down from Manchester where I saw him. That was really good. I guess the other one was when a couple of years ago, we heard from the Scottish Government that our local community group had been awarded £70 million to build a railway line. So, lots of good things.
Oh, there's quite a few, but I guess the recent one was just retiring last week at 55.
Fantastic, congratulations.
Thank you.
I do voluntary work at a hospital in Coventry, and I really enjoy, because I visit children. That's really one of my highlights.
Wow.
I would say the most important moments of my life are getting married. Certainly the sort of personal elements of my life about family, having children. That was a big life changer. I've got two lovely daughters.
So looking back at your life, what would you say is a moment which really stands out as a highlight?
I think probably when I was 18, deciding to go out to America and make some changes and just travel, really.
Oh, wow. So did you go out to America to work or just for travel?
Yeah, I went out as an au pair, so I didn't go to university. I went, and it just opened up my life completely. So
That's really fascinating. Which part of the US?
it was New York City.
Oh, New York. Really interesting.
Would you say all the travelling has shaped who you
Yes,
are as a
for
person?
sure. Yeah. Given me a lot more confidence, yeah. I nannied out there, and I didn't really mind after that. You just take the opportunities wherever you go. When you move to a different city and you get another job, and when I came back, I went back into study, but at that point it was something that I really wanted to do. So I passed with flying colours and got a really good career, but when I left school at 18, I hated every minute of it.
When I moved to London last year, that was a big thing.
I'll ask the same question to yourself, sir.
Trekking through Africa.
Trekking for Africa, yeah.
Trekking through Africa and being chased by elephants.
Wow, that sounds like a life-changing experience. Yeah, definitely.
I'm still here.
Interesting. So, in what ways has this have these events changed your life? I'll ask you, Carolina, first.
Oh, so it was a big change because I left everything from France, where I'm from. I left my family, and I came here, and I only knew Mike, so I had to go through a new kind of life, finding my place here, and then the virus arrived. So it was such a big thing, but it went well because my whole life changed. I was working in catering before, so now I'm a childminder.
Oh, wow.
But so it changed a lot, but we have new projects for the future, and that's brilliant.
Fantastic. That sounds amazing. And how about yourself, Mike?
What, the elephant thing?
Yeah, I mean, it might be a bit of an obvious one, but in what way did that really sort of change your life?
It didn't really change my life, but it gave me the urge to do more exploring around various wild parts of Africa and things like that. So it pushed me in that direction rather than change my outlook on life.
So, JP, what would you say are some of the most important, or at least the best moments of your life, the highlights of your life?
Too rude. No, getting my second degree.
Getting your second degree, okay. What was your first degree, and what is your second degree?
First degree, genetics and psychology. Second degree, philosophy.
Great. Would you say that there's been any experiences in your youth growing up that shaped you to be who you are today? I know it's quite a profound question, but just curious if anything springs to mind.
I think when I was probably about 16, because I go to the Salvation Army, and I had my first experience of doing what's called a soup run in London. So I was out at midnight with other adults and sort of giving out soup and rolls and drink to those who were homeless along the embankment.
Yeah.
And that's really sort of shaped my life to one extent, you know, just sort of appreciating how lucky I am. Having a roof over my head and having great parents and a good life, but you know, not everybody does.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do end up on the streets. And it was really, you know, quite an honour to sort of go out and reach out to these people.
Fantastic. How about yourself, sir?
Okay. Well, some of the profound moments, if you want to call them profound, really affected me with the passing of people in my family.
Yes.
You know, my father, my mother, my grandmother. It sort of, some of them were elderly, and it sort of stirred me not only that I wanted to work with children, but also to do something that would be for the elderly. And that's part of my role at the hospital, apart from visiting the children's wards, is that I will sit with patients that are basically not expected to live very long because they have no family nearby.
Yeah.
So we will sit with them and just talk with them and pray with them, you know, if they so desire.
Oh, that's, yeah. I'm lost for words. Yeah, I'm just really refreshing to speak to two people who clearly have a lot of compassion and empathy. And yeah, thank you for sharing those stories with me. Yeah.
Challenging question at this point.
Yeah.
I think, I suppose realising that my parents actually cared for me was one.
Yeah.
It didn't hit me. It probably took me about 10 years to work it out, but you know, that was, right, they're why I'm here now, sort of thing, you know. Yeah.
Well, I'm lucky, I would say. Lucky is a big element. I was very fortunate to be born here in London, in a sort of developed country. Can I say this? I was lucky to be born white, and I was lucky to be born into a family who actually gave a damn about me. And my mother was very big into education. So my parents were uneducated themselves, but really pushed me in education. So as far as that's concerned, the bit that I did was make the most of the opportunities I got, but the opportunities were given to me by other people.
Okay, so on the other hand, are there any regrets that you have in life?
Not seeing my mother before she died. You learn from it, and you learn to be there for other people. So.
Yeah, I think lots of them. Some quite personal. I mean, I drank a lot in my early years. Stopped 30 years ago now, but I know that shaped a lot of what happened and what didn't happen afterwards. But I don't have any regrets as such, because things have happened. You can't make them unhappen, so that's it. You know, you just get on with it.
Oh, crumbs. You got me there.
Yeah. It's a bit of a big question, but yeah.
I can't think of one exactly, but there are probably lots of regrets. I think last year was a very bad year for me. There was my mother died last year, and it was a bad year nursing her with COVID as well. The restrictions that took place, and that I wasn't able to see her so much in the hospital. And the times when she did come home, she wasn't well at all, and I got really worn out, exhausted looking after her. And there were some regrets, that things that I could have done better while I was looking after her at home. But, you know, it was a stressful time for us all last year. But
unprecedented, so.
But yeah, but I felt I could have done more for her. But
thank you so much for sharing that.
I suppose for myself, I realise perhaps at times there are things I perhaps should have said to encourage people, perhaps when they were feeling down, and it sort of I didn't. And those are some of the kind of regrets I have, that I perhaps should have said something. When I look back, I think that person was really feeling down and sad and upset, and I've probably failed in speaking a word of encouragement, or perhaps even be a listening ear. And other things I think I probably regret is when I have said things and really they were not the very best thing to say. I've regretted saying things that I should not have said, or certainly perhaps not in the manner in which they were said.
Yeah, I guess I've made some wrong moves in my life, but I've tried to use those as opportunities to change. When I look back, I don't really regret any elements in my life. It's just part of them I've kind of forgotten because, they're things I wish maybe I'd not done. But I wouldn't say I have regrets. I've just learned from them. Yeah.
Okay, I guess as you get older, you get a little bit more confident in yourself. So I certainly suffered from very much low self-esteem. And I wish that my older self could tell my younger self to be more confident in herself.
Regrets. I don't have that many regrets because I try to, whatever I do, try to enjoy it and not think, oh, I should have done that or that or that. One of my regrets is the virus, really, because I can't come and see my family as often as I would like to. But again, it changed things for the best. So.
Yeah, but that's not your fault. The virus
yes,
is...
exactly.
It's a difficult question. I completely understand.
I don't really know. It's very odd.
It's great that you don't have any regrets from life. That's fantastic. It's a fantastic way to sort of view your life in a philosophical sense.
Otherwise, it would be too hard. I mean, if you keep on living with regrets and things, I should have done that or that or that. It's too hard.
I completely agree. I am completely agree. And yourself, Mike, any regrets?
Same. I don't have any regrets at all. I mean, I've done stupid things. I've done some fantastic things, but what doesn't kill you doesn't, makes you stronger.
So to finish everything off, what would be your advice to younger people?
Definitely take opportunities. Obviously, be safe. But if opportunities arise, go for it because you can't live with regrets and wonder what if. So for sure.
Perfect.
I just think, just go for it. If you've got any dreams, aspirations, just go for it. Really, it has been hard the last year for everybody of all ages. I think do things now, do things while you can, because you never know what tomorrow may bring.
That's great advice.
Really, that is what I would say. You never know what tomorrow may bring. If you've got thoughts, things you think you can do, then do them. Aspire to do something good to help people. And I think that will be a blessing for young people.
Well, I think what I said, when you get given opportunities, just make the most of it. Don't worry about doing the wrong thing. Just be decisive, do the best you can. And, if you get some luck, then good on you. That's what I've had. So, yeah.
Fantastic.
You only live once. Go for it.
So I asked for advice before moving here. I wasn't sure. I was leaving my mother and everything. And people were telling me, just do what you feel like you want to do. Just do it. Otherwise, you will have regrets. And I think it's the right thing because at the end, my life changed, but it's okay. And then you have new projects and that's what helps you carry on with your life. And
helps you carry on, helps you grow. Exactly. Fantastic. And finally, yourself, Mike?
Stay healthy, stay happy, and drink lots of real ale.
Go for it.